3 days a week for me is kind of the sweet spot now. It's
Hmm.
usually, I mean, over in my career, it's been 3 to 4. That's always kind of been the sweet spots. A lot of preps I've ran 4-day training splits, but this one I'm definitely just going to stick to 3. And I caveat it with like, okay, it's 3 days per week and no more than 2 days in a row. Because I know from past history, more than 2 days in a row and recovery is just not all that great, and performance starts to take a little bit of a hit. And this is the context of training with plenty of intent, plenty of effort. I'm sure I can spread the training out more so across the week and have less intensity there. But again, I just don't have the time, to be devoting like 5 days, 6 days a week in the gym, because I want to make sure that, I have family time in there.
Right.
And I
right.
know from past history too, like I can look at past history where I've like actually thrived the most in the gym as far as a performance standpoint, meaning my ability to lift load, my ability to increase reps, that type of thing, is when I've trained in that 3 to 4 days per week. When it starts to creep over that, I just don't recover too well. What's interesting too is that I grew up in the 80s and 90s bodybuilding. I've been through the 2000s, 2010s, 2020s. A lot of things are cyclical in this field. So, and I could be wrong, but I'm going to throw this out there. I think in the next year, the low volume, high intensity approach is going to make more noise. And that's depending on who's preaching it, right? Like usually It's like whoever's chirping the loudest out there and the most, it's going to draw more traction. So, if we're having a lot of people are throwing out high volume, well, that's where a lot of people are going to start gravitating towards. So I kind of just see like, the Ben Howards of the world, right? Like they've been training 3 days a week for years and years and years. And, they're backing it up with the results. So yeah, that's kind of just how my philosophy has been, is that, you just got to be able to recover. And that's going to look different person to person. So that's kind of where I'm at, though. Long-winded answer there, but I thought I would throw some context there.
Because you've done this before, right, Jeff? Where you've taken the volume that you would normally do in a 3 to 4 day per week set schedule, and you've spread it out over 5 to 6 days. But like you mentioned, the challenge with that is the time, the commitment for that, right? To have to be out. Of course, you have a home gym, but still, and also the potential systemic fatigue that overlaps.